Long before the Bible tells us about angels and demons, the book of Enoch reveals a hidden war, a war that no human was ever meant to see. Angels were sent by God to confront rebellious powers, to punish corruption that threatened creation itself. But one battle stands apart. One angel, chosen for a mission that would test everything he knew about obedience, mercy, and courage. He faced a demon whose fate was already sealed, a creature of darkness that had walked the earth for centuries, corrupting men and sowing chaos. And yet, the angel smiled as the demon struck. Why? What secret did he carry that no one else could understand? Today we uncover a story hidden in the shadows of heaven, a tale from the book of Enoch that has been forgotten until now. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll witness a confrontation so shocking, so mysterious, that it defies everything you thought you knew about angels and demons. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell. Raziel was not like the other angels. He wasn't a warrior like Michael, nor a messenger like Gabriel. He did not lead armies. He did not deliver proclamations. He watched, he understood. And when something began corrupting mankind, he was the one God chose. Because this was not a battle of strength. It was a battle of perception and will. The creature had no equal among men. For centuries it moved unseen, whispering into the minds of rulers, bending their thoughts, turning trust into suspicion, suspicion into violence. Kingdoms collapsed before they ever truly formed. Families turned against themselves. Men believed the darkness was their own idea. That was its power. It did not need to destroy. It only needed to influence. And when the Watchers fell, when angels meant to guide humanity instead descended, broke their purpose, and spread forbidden knowledge across the earth, the balance shattered. The line between heaven and corruption blurred. And in that chaos, the creature evolved. It grew older, smarter, more patient. No longer just a whisper in the dark, but a force that understood both men and angels. Its name was Asgarath, and no one had been able to stop it, until now. Raziel did not descend in fire or thunder. There was no announcement, no warning. He entered the world in silence, his presence so controlled, so precise, that even the air barely reacted. Below him, humanity continued as it always had, unaware of the influence shaping their thoughts, unaware of the presence that had been guiding their fears for generations, unaware that something ancient was about to be confronted, because Asgarath already knew. The moment Raziel stepped onto the earth, something shifted. The wind died, the silence deepened. The world itself seemed to hesitate, and then a voice, low, calm, amused. So, the Creator sends a watcher alone. Raziel did not turn immediately. He simply stood there, observing, feeling, understanding. Because what stood behind that voice was not just a creature, it was pressure, a presence that weighed against the mind itself. Then slowly, Raziel faced it. The form was unstable, shifting, almost human, but never fully. Wings stretched from its back, torn, jagged, as if they had once belonged to something greater. Its eyes burned, not like fire, but like something deeper, something that watched, calculated, waited. It was not chaos. It was control, corruption, perfected over time. Fear had a form, and it was standing in front of him. Raziel stepped forward, one step, measured, calm, no hesitation. And then he smiled. It was small, quiet, almost unnoticeable, but it was real. Asgarath paused, just for a fraction of a second. "You're not afraid." Raziel's voice was steady. "I see you clearly." That was the first disruption, because Asgarath had faced resistance before. It had broken warriors. It had twisted minds far stronger than ordinary men. It had turned even the faithful into tools of its will. Fear was always the beginning, and once fear took hold, control followed. But this was something it had not encountered. Raziel was not resisting. He was not fighting. He was not even reacting. He was unmoved. For the first time in centuries, Asgarath did not fully understand what stood before it, and so it attacked, not slowly, not cautiously, but completely. A force meant to overwhelm in a single instant, to crush the will, to invade the mind, to bend the soul before resistance could even begin. And Raziel did not raise a hand, did not step back, did not defend. He smiled again. And this time, it meant something. Why? Why would an angel stand before something that had destroyed kings, corrupted nations, and not fight? Why would he allow the attack to come? What did he understand that the demon did not? Because in that moment, this was no longer just a confrontation. It was a test, not of power, but of truth. And Raziel already knew something Asgarath didn't. Something hidden, something dangerous, something that would change everything that followed. If you were standing where he stood, facing something that could reach into your mind, twist your thoughts, and turn your own will against you, would you strike first, or would you hold your ground and trust in something greater than fear? Asgarath moved first. No warning, no build-up. One moment it stood still. The next, the ground exploded beneath Raziel. Darkness tore upward like claws from the earth, fast enough to shatter stone. The force hit before sound could follow. Raziel shifted, but not completely. A shard of shadow caught his wing. For the first time, he stopped smiling. The impact threw him back, carving a deep line across the ground. Dust and fragments scattered into the air. Asgarath didn't pause. It was already moving again. "You hesitate," the demon's voice echoed from everywhere at once. "You think you can understand me?" The shadows surged again, this time not as claws but as chains. They wrapped around Raziel's arms, his wings tightening with unnatural force, not just restraining, invading. Raziel felt it immediately, not pain, something worse. Pressure against his mind, whispers, fragments of thought that were not his own, doubt, fear, anger. "You feel it now," Asgarath murmured. "This is how they fall." The chains tightened, the valley trembled, and for a brief moment, Raziel didn't move. Then he closed his eyes, not in defeat, in control. The shadows pressed deeper, trying to fracture his focus, to turn his own thoughts against him. But Raziel did not push back. He did not resist. He let it come. And that was the mistake Asgarath didn't realize it was making. Raziel exhaled slowly, and the moment he did, the shadows faltered, just slightly, but enough. His eyes opened, clear, unshaken. "I see what you are doing," he said quietly. The chains cracked, not from force, but from something else. Asgarath pulled back, just for a moment, confused. "No," the demon growled. "That's not possible." Because this wasn't how it worked. Fear was supposed to spread. Doubt was supposed to grow. Once it touched the mind, the fall always began. But Raziel hadn't fallen. He stepped forward, still bound, but no longer controlled. "You rely on what others carry inside them," Raziel said. "Fear, anger, weakness." The shadows tightened again, stronger this time, more aggressive. And this time, they struck deeper. Raziel's body tensed. For a split second, his focus broke. Images flashed. Chaos, destruction, countless souls lost. A future where he failed. And this time, it almost worked. Asgarath felt it and smiled. "Yes," it whispered. "There it is." The pressure intensified, relentless, crushing. Raziel dropped to one knee. The ground cracked beneath him. The chains pulled tighter. This was the moment, the breaking point, the same moment where kings had fallen, where warriors had turned, where even the faithful had lost themselves. And for the first time, Raziel was close, too close. "This is all you are," he said, his voice quieter now, but stronger. "You reflect what is already there." The shadows hesitated. "And you think that makes you powerful," Raziel continued. "But it means you depend on others to exist." Something shifted. Asgarath didn't attack, didn't speak, because for the first time, it was thinking, and that hesitation was all Raziel needed. Light moved, not outward, not as an explosion, but inward. Through him, the chains cracked, then shattered. Raziel rose slowly to his feet. No anger, no fear, just clarity. Osgorath took a step back, a small one, but real. "You," the demon said, its voice no longer steady. "What are you doing?" Raziel looked at it, not as an enemy, not as something to destroy, but as something to be understood. "I'm not fighting you," he said. And in that moment, the entire battle changed, because this was no longer a clash of power. It was something far more dangerous, a confrontation the demon did not know how to win, and Asgarath realized it. Too late. The shadows around it began to shift, unstable now, uncertain. The control it once held so effortlessly was slipping, and for the first time in centuries, Asgarath felt something it had never truly experienced before. Not fear, but the beginning of it. And in the next moment, Raziel would make a move that no angel had ever made before. Asgarath didn't disappear, it split. The shadows around Raziel shifted, then separated. One presence became two, two became many. Voices surrounded him, close, distant, everywhere. "You think you understand me? You think mercy will save you? You think you're different?" Raziel didn't move, but this time, he didn't smile. The ground beneath him darkened, not spreading outward, but inward. The shadows weren't attacking his body anymore. They were changing the space around him. The sky dimmed, the air thickened, the valley disappeared, and suddenly, Raziel was somewhere else. Silence, no wind, no light, just memory. He saw them, humans, the first ones he had watched, but something was wrong. They were afraid, running, fighting, turning on each other, and then they looked at him. "You watched," one of them said. "You saw this coming. Why didn't you stop it?" Raziel's expression shifted, just slightly. "You failed us." The voices overlapped now, louder, sharper. "You could have saved us. You chose not to. This is your fault." For the first time, Raziel hesitated, and that was all Asgarath needed. The illusion broke, and the attack came instantly. Darkness slammed into him from every direction. No warning, no pause. Raziel reacted, but too late. The force drove him to the ground, hard. The valley returned, but twisted, unstable. The shadows no longer circled him. They pressed down, crushing. Asgarath formed above him, larger now, more defined, more certain. "You see," the demon said quietly, "you are no different." The pressure increased, not just physical, but deeper. Regret, doubt, guilt, all of it, focused, forced, weaponized. Raziel's wings trembled. This wasn't a battle anymore. This was collapse. "Mercy?" Asgarath whispered. "You call this mercy?" The shadows tightened. "You watch them suffer." Raziel's hand pressed against the ground. Not pushing, not fighting, holding. "You let it happen." His breathing slowed. "You are the same as me." Silence. Then, Raziel laughed. Not loudly, not proudly, quietly, and Asgarath stopped. "What?" Raziel looked up. Not free, not unhurt, but clear. "That's your flaw," he said. The pressure faltered. Just for a second. "You think guilt is weakness?" The shadows flickered. "You think regret breaks us." Asgarath didn't move. "But it doesn't." Raziel's voice sharpened. "It means we remember." The ground beneath him cracked. Not from force, but from something deeper. And that's something you lost. The shadows around him became unstable. For the first time, Asgarath stepped back. "You don't understand," the demon started. "No," Raziel said, "you don't." Light didn't explode outward. It didn't burn. It held, steady, unmoving, and everything the shadows tried to become collapsed against it. Raziel rose, slowly, still surrounded, still under pressure, but no longer affected. Asgarath watched him, Not attacking now, not speaking, calculating, because something had changed. This wasn't control anymore. This was resistance. It couldn't break. And for the first time, Asgarath didn't know what to do. Raziel stepped forward, and the shadows moved back, just slightly, but enough. "You can't win like this," the demon said. Raziel didn't answer, because he wasn't trying to win. And that was the part Asgarath still didn't understand. The air shifted again, not violently, quietly, and Raziel made a choice, not to strike, not to destroy, but something else, something no angel had ever done before. And this time, Asgarath felt it, not fear, but the moment before it. And in the next second, everything would change. The valley shook, rocks split, shadows twisted violently. Asgarath screamed, wings slicing the air like black lightning, eyes molten fury, every strike charged with centuries of hatred. Raziel stood firm, wings glowing faint gold, calm as the storm around him. He didn't move immediately, he waited. Asgarath's charge slammed into the ground, shattering trees and sending shards of rock flying. The force knocked Raziel back, just enough to feel the weight of the demon's rage. Raziel's hands traced the air, drawing a circle of light around him. Not a weapon, but a cage. It pulsed, alive, reflecting Asgarath's attacks back like a mirror. The demon roared, swinging wildly. Every strike, every lash of shadow struck and returned. Flames of hatred, twisted claws, fear itself, they all bounced back. Asgarath faltered for a fraction of a second, enough to reveal something Raziel had been waiting for: hesitation. But Asgarath was cunning. His shadow split into smaller, faster forms, darting from every direction. One surged toward Raziel's mind, whispering visions of failure. "They suffer because of you. Your mercy is weakness. You cannot save them all." Raziel staggered under the psychic weight. Doubt flared. His wings flickered. One misstep now would end everything. Raziel gritted his teeth. He didn't strike. He didn't fight back with force. He held the circle steady. The shadows crashed against it, snapping and tearing. But the light didn't falter. The air vibrated with tension. Every heartbeat counted. Then suddenly Asgarath lunged with everything left, darkness colliding with light in a blinding explosion. Raziel was slammed to the ground. Dust filled his lungs. And then, a whisper. Not from himself, not from Asgarath, but from somewhere deeper. "Hold!" Raziel clenched his fists. The circle pulsed stronger, not outward, but inward, forcing the shadows to confront themselves. They twisted, writhed, and then broke. Asgarath staggered. The molten glow in his eyes flickered. Rage became confusion. Fury became fear. "What are you doing?" he hissed, voice cracking. Raziel rose slowly, wings glowing steady gold. His voice was calm, almost gentle. "I am not here to destroy you." Asgarath lunged one last time, desperate. But Raziel's circle held. Every strike reflected the demon's own malice. The shadows shrieked, folding in on themselves. Raziel stepped closer, not attacking, not threatening. The light enveloped Asgarath, forcing him to see himself. Not hatred, not chaos, but every choice he had made. "Surrender," Raziel said quietly, "or continue and lose yourself forever." Asgarath faltered. For the first time in centuries, he hesitated. Shadows twitched, unsure where to go. Then the molten glow dimmed. Wings faltered. Asgarath sank to his knees, not broken, but restrained. The circle held him, a prison of light and reflection. No force, no fury, just mercy. The shadows dissipated. Silence fell over the valley. The stars reflected on the river below, untouched by darkness. Raziel's wings folded gently, glowing softly, not in triumph, but in purpose. Asgarath looked up, eyes wide. He was still there, alive, aware, but subdued. The demon who had terrorized centuries had been defeated, not by power, but by the edge of restraint. Raziel stepped back. His gaze swept the valley. The danger had passed for now. But somewhere in the shadows, he knew, another challenge waited. And this time, It might not be survived by mercy alone. The valley was quiet, but the calm was a lie. Asgarath had been bound, yes, but a fragment of his darkness had fled, lingering in the mortal world. It had found a target, a small northern village, a spark of faith untouched by despair. Raziel hovered above the snowy hills, wings shimmering faint gold. He sensed it instantly, a shadow moving in the corners, whispering fear into hearts that had never known corruption. The girl at the center of it, no older than 8, prayed quietly, unaware that death and darkness had arrived. Raziel descended like wind, silent and purposeful. Every snowflake seemed to bend around him. He landed in the village square, the shadow recoiling from his light but not defeated. The darkness split, forming tendrils that slithered toward the girl's home. Raziel didn't hesitate. His wings flared, a golden shield that caught the shadows mid-flight. "This ends now," he whispered, voice calm but resolute. The shadow lashed out, hitting the ground with a force that cracked stones and sent timber flying. Raziel moved like liquid light, deflecting, redirecting, protecting. Each strike of the shadow tested him, and each strike reminded him, this is Asgarath's malice in miniature, cunning and cruel. The girl screamed as a shadow claw reached for her. Raziel scooped her up mid-leap, spinning through the air to safety. He didn't strike the shadow with fire or wrath. Instead, he extended his hands, channeling restraint, reflection, and divine force. The shadow shrieked, twisting, splitting, lashing, but every attack was met with Raziel's light, a mirror of what it was. Fear, malice, and hatred were reflected back, forcing it to confront itself. "You cannot touch her," Raziel said calm, "not while mercy stands between us." For the first time, the shadow faltered. It recoiled, uncertain, and the village felt it, a ripple of hope piercing the fear. The darkness lunged one final time, faster, sharper, desperate. Raziel didn't strike. He held the circle of light steady, breathing deeply. "You were made to destroy, but I was sent to protect," he said. The shadow collided with the light and shattered, a fragment of Asgarath's corruption, forced to confront its own malice. Sparks of darkness tried to reform, but Raziel's mercy held them firm. The girl looked up, eyes wide. You're an angel," she whispered. Raziel smiled faintly. "Not just an angel, a hand of mercy." The village was safe. The shadow was gone, not destroyed, but restrained. A reminder that even darkness can be confronted without annihilation. Raziel ascended slowly, wings glowing softly, leaving only a faint shimmer in the moonlit sky. He looked toward heaven, remembering the words that had guided him. Mercy is stronger than wrath. Restraint is stronger than force. Even the fallen can be redeemed. The lesson was clear, the danger past. But he knew the war was never truly over. Shadows would always linger. Darkness would always test the light, and Raziel would always be there. Guardian, warrior, hand of mercy.